So yeah, this video I want to show you what I know about jets. If it helps one person, I'd be happy. But I can almost promise you, you're gonna pull something from this video that you might not have known. If you know it all, then this video is not for you. But give it a watch and a thumbs up, and I appreciate you guys. I want to kind of set this up as I cruise down river here, because at the end you're going to see me going back up river. You'll be able to read the water a little better. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now to get you in that above average angling skill set. As far as I'm concerned, just consider this another tool in your toolbox. You know, you got your crankbaits, you got your jigs, you got spinnerbaits, whatever. This is another tool for your toolbox. That's all this is. It's not only about shallow water jet boat river running, it's also about learning how to fish shallow and be able to float and drift shallow. So we're going to get into some of that towards mid and the end of the video. I kept this short and raw. I'm going to try and set you up on this segment change down here. What I was actually doing was figuring out the distance it takes me from going to a dead stop to get up on plane. So from where I'm ranging is actually, it represents a line where I started, and I actually ranged my wife, which she represented where I actually got up on plane, made a mental note and told her to walk up to there so I could range her and have a target to laser at. So now I'm going to take my rangefinder and actually go to the starting point at where I got up on plane, and I'll know that distance. So you're going to see me take off here in a minute, and the distance that I actually ranged my wife, what I figured out, it was 50 yards. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is take my yardstick and measure what I call the draft, which would be the bottom of the boat to the top of the water column, the surface obviously. So we're going to check this out here. I had trouble getting a good measurement here, but if you take that ruler and actually run it on the bottom of the boat flat, extend it out and run a tape measure or another ruler straight down. So it's right around 8 inches for the back of the boat. So we're going to actually go back up to the front now and see the size of that one.
Oh, come on, Jeff. I want to get this done.
All right, you're right. So here's a domestic pro tip. When your wife calls you or a girlfriend calls you by your first name, she means business. If she doesn't use your pet name, you better freaking get going. So break time's over, I guess. Sorry, I had to get that clip in there. So looking at the front of the boat, I already know this is very shallow here. So the key to fishing shallow, not running shallow, drifting, you got to understand how much your boat, what I call draft, how far it sinks below the surface. So what I'm going to do is what we're going to do is she's actually going to go to the front of the boat, and I want to see how much lift the back has out of the water column, because that I already know is 8 inches. So that's the deepest point in this boat. Your rig's going to be totally different, but these applications will apply to your personal rig. So now I can see, I bet I gained probably, my gosh, I gained over 4 inches. I bet the back of this boat is now, we're going to measure here. Back of this boat is now in 4 inches of water. Now I know I can drift super shallow. but let's check the front. Let's see where we're at in the front. I already know this boat is a shallow fishing boat. You know, your rig's going to be a little different. Your boat might actually be shallower than mine. So up here, I can tell we're already less than 4 inches. I'll show you how shallow this thing is. And the only thing that we did is my videographer went up to the front of the boat, and now we have a very shallow fishing boat, not running boat. So you can run shallow, but if you can't fish shallow, why bother? The other tip I could give you is if when you're running and you run into a grass bed, don't stop, just keep powering through it. So many times you want to stop, but don't do that, you'll clog it up. So we're 3.6 at Harrisburg. It's going to look pretty intimidating when we go up through here. Just learn to read your water. The best advice I can give you, if you're insecure about running, learning how to read water is way more easier to run upriver rather than downriver. So that's probably the best tip I can give you. The worst thing you could do is if you feel you're in a bad spot down there, is shut down in the wrong place, and then you're in a world of hurt. So if you look at this set of, I wouldn't want to call it rapids, but so there's my chute right there. Generally your chute's going to make a V, but you got to watch, sometimes you're going to have rock down on the bottom of that chute. This one looks fine. That there is not runnable, I can promise you. I hope you can take something from this video. I know it was short, but I wanted to retain you guys a whole entire time. Special thanks to my wife for shooting this video. We're going to close out with her actually just doing what she loves to do, enjoying the outdoors and loving life, and you're going to hear me bang around a little bit here. Appreciate you guys.
All the shells and mussels. It's like the beach.